Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast, your trusted source for expert analysis on the forces shaping global dynamics. Today, we're diving deep into a critical topic at the forefront of international relations: navigating U.S. China relations after Trump's 2026 Beijing summit. I'm your host, and over the next few minutes, I guide you through the main outcomes of that critical summit, the structural dynamics that shape the U.S. China relationship, and the strategic implications for businesses, investors, and policymakers in this new reality. Let's start with what happened when President Donald Trump stepped off Air Force One in Beijing back in May 2026. This was the first visit by a U.S. president to China in nearly a decade. High expectations surrounded the summit with President Xi Jinping. Some hoped it would reset a strained relationship. The reality? A recalibration. Not a partnership, but a framework for managed competition. No major breakthroughs emerged, especially on core strategic issues like Taiwan and technology leadership. Instead, we saw key steps that emphasize stability, reinforcing crisis communication channels, and sector-specific commercial frameworks, like a 200-jet Boeing order and a licensing agreement for NVIDIA AI chips for civilian use only. It's managed de-escalation, not resolution. Now let's break down the key sectors. In aerospace, that 200-jet Boeing announcement looks like a foothold more than a full reopening, falling short of initial expectations, and key details remain vague. For technology, NVIDIA chips can go to China, but only under strict conditions. Chips must transit through the U.S., and 25% of the revenue goes back to the U.S. government. It's limited commercial engagement, not a returning free market. In agriculture, the renewal of U.S. beef import licenses reverses trade war-era restrictions, a win for ranchers, but it's more about restoring lost ground than opening bold new frontiers. And yet about the issues that weren't resolved? Taiwan remains a flashpoint. Export controls on advanced semiconductors and AI stay in place. And while the October 2025 Busan tariff truce helped, it wasn't officially extended, creating looming uncertainty. The question is, why were the outcomes limited? Because of deeper structural constraints. Strategic rivalry is the operating system. Both sides have different visions of global order, creating a backdrop where policy disagreements aren't easily solved. The divide between the U.S. executive and Congress matters too. Legislation like the Biosecure Act limits flexibility regardless of diplomatic overtures. There's a lasting trust deficit due to unmet promises in past deals. Regional flashpoints, Taiwan, the South China Sea, and Iran are always swirling in the background. And technology? It's not just an industry. It's the central arena of the rivalry, with hard boundaries on dual-use capabilities. Looking ahead over the next 12 months, there are big inflection points. In September 2026, President Xi is set to visit the White House, another chance for sector-specific agreements or symbolic gestures to reinforce dialogue. In November, the Busan tariff truce expiration looms. Extension, partial expiration, or full expiration could drive major commercial disruptions. Add in the U.S. midterm elections in Q4 2026, domestic politics can shift the tone or substance of the relationship. In this new reality, how should businesses, investors, and policymakers adapt? Business leaders should adopt 12-month rolling plans and stress test their supply chains. Resilience is key. Build dual-track compliance familiar with rules on both sides. Don't just diversify geographically, develop multiple pathways to market. Investors, expect oscillatory volatility. Watch for growth in third-country intermediaries like ASEAN and Mexico, and overweight firms with strong compliance capabilities. Policymakers need to clarify the rules, tie deals to clear verification mechanisms, and maintain fast, reliable crisis communication channels. This isn't about going back to a pre-2018 normal. It's about adaptive resilience, robust compliance, and understanding that strategic competition won't vanish. It's here to stay. Navigating that requires clear thinking and flexible strategies. Thanks for listening to the XFO Intelligence Podcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love your feedback. Email us at xfointelligence@gmail.com. And if you're interested in our new Thought Leadership on Demand service, reach out for more details. Until next time, keep navigating the complexities with insight and confidence.